Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where we're working together through each of the ABRSM Theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets. You can download those in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. There's also a page with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can access information about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of hints and tips on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to make the best use of your time when you're in the exam room working through your paper on exam day. So if you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that'd be really great, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in store. And so now we're going to go ahead and complete the second paper of the 2015 Grade 1 papers. So if you turn with me to page 8, and we'll have a look at this final question, number 8. And so all of the questions refer back to this little melody here, and so we're going to have to keep shuffling up and down. Now, this is where the format of the exam has changed from 2018 onwards, and these musical directions, performance terms and musical directions, all your Italian words and symbols here will now be presented to you as multiple choice questions. However, I suggest you just go ahead and answer this as usual because it's really good revision. And so there's no alternative but just to keep revising these words. So let's have a go at checking through these. So allegretto, it sounds similar to allegro. Allegro is quick. Allegretto is fairly quick or quite quick. So I'll put fairly quick. It's not as quick as allegro. P is short for piano, which means quiet or soft. Here we have a symbol, and that's to do with dynamics or volume, and you can see it's fading away, and that's a diminuendo sign, and it means gradually getting quieter. There we go. So now we're asked to look at the dots below the notes of bar 4 and say what they mean. So let's look at bar 4. Here, those dots below the notes. Now, they are different to dots when they're placed next door to notes. When a dot is placed after a note, that's a timing issue, which means it lasts for half as long again. When it's underneath a note or on top of a note, if applicable, that's a staccato symbol, and that means to play detached. So you could just explain that you know the word, just for revision purposes, and it means detached. Of course, that'll be multiple choice from now on though. And here we have this symbol here. They're asking us to look at bar 6 because this symbol can be applied in different ways. It could be a tie or it could be a slur. So let's look at bar 6. So here we see it's joining together like a slur sign here, because we know it's a slur because it's a separate pitch, different pitch, so it means to play smoothly. If it's joining two notes or more, I suppose, individually, that means it's a tie where you're extending the note value. So here it's different pitch, and so it's a slur, and we can just explain, use this for revision purposes, so give as much explanation as you can, and it means to play smoothly or play in a smooth connected manner. Any way of describing that will do. And of course they'll give you the definition now, you just need to choose it, which doesn't necessarily mean it's easier because they'll throw a few red herrings in to confuse you. So there we go. Okay, next section. So section B, we're told that the melody is in the key of F major, and we're asked to draw a bracket over 3 notes next to each other that form the tonic triad in this key. Now before we start looking at the music and drawing brackets, let's find out what we're looking for. A tonic triad is made up of the 1st, the 3rd and the 5th degree of the scale. So if we're in F major, the 1st degree or the first step of the scale of course is F. So F, G, A, B, C. Of course, I know there are B flats, but don't worry about that. Your key signature takes care of all of that. We're just looking for F, A, C. And so now we just need to look through the music. They may not necessarily be in that order. So straight away we can see we're in treble clef. We've got an F, A, C there. So let's draw a bracket there. That's your answer. However, I think at a quick glance I could see there's a few other alternatives. We've got an F, A, C here. So if you've chosen that one, that's equally as good. You only need to do one set of 3 notes. However, here we got a C, an A and an F, so actually you could have chosen that one. And then actually again in bar 7 we get the F, A, C again. So any one of those will do. Just bracket over those 3 notes. There we go. Let's look at the next question. So we're asked to give the time name of the shortest note and the melody. So let's have a look through. So the shortest note is here with 2 beams. We've got the shortest note again here. So each time the shortest note is a semiquaver or a 16th note, which is worth a quarter of a beat. So either term will be acceptable. Just stick to whichever terminology you're used to. So either semiquaver or 16th note is the answer. In which bar is the performer told to pause or hold on to a note? So we're looking for a symbol that's going to tell us to pause or just hold the note for longer. And a good guess would be at the end. There we go, there's our sort of lingering end. That's a pause mark or a fermata. So bar 8. There we go. And then we're getting there now. Draw a circle around the highest note in the melody. So we're in the treble clef, but we aren't even reading it. We've just got to observe. So the highest note in the melody. So there's that D. Do we go any higher? Here it's C, so it's this D. So either this one or this one, same note, will answer that question. Now we're asked to look how many bars contain only quavers or 8th notes. So not just what bars contain quavers, but only quavers. So this one won't do because we've got a semiquaver and a dotted quaver. So here we've got just quavers or 8th notes, so that's 1. This is a mix, this is a mix. Just this one again here. So just 2 bars. Just a bit of observation there. So that's all the thinking done. Now this last question is an absolute gift. We get 10 marks for just copying. And this is where there's no excuse to lose any marks. We just need to keep it neat and tidy and make sure we don't miss anything. They even tell us what to include, so just make sure that you copy the correct bit. It isn't always going to be from the beginning. Sometimes they ask us to pick up at a different point, so we're copying from bar 1 to the end of bar 4 exactly as it's written, and so we'll need to include all of the blurb. We need the key signature, the clef, the time signature, the tempo marking, dynamics and everything else. So let's just have a look at this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to map out all the nuts and bolts before we get thinking, and I'm going to align everything with there so that I don't get lost and also so I don't run out of space. So I'll just follow their spacing. And so we need the clef. You could even just tick off at the bottom to make sure you've included everything. The key signature, the time signature, the tempo marking, that's this that we already referred to, so allegretto, dynamic markings and any other details. So I'm just going to get the note heads in first. Let's just get the blobs in place. You can copy this in any order that you like, as long as you get everything down it doesn't matter. I just prefer doing it this way. I'll put the dot after the note You could put the stems in as you go along. Just keeping everything nicely aligned so I don't lose track where I am. And then also you know that the music's properly spaced if you've done it the way they've done it. So by all means use a ruler. You'll have plenty of time in the exam to take your time and keep it neat and tidy. So perhaps I should follow my own advice and use a ruler. More haste, less speed, as my gran used to say. So that'll slope down slightly as the notes descend. Nearly there. Now we've got the notes, but we still need all the other bits and bobs. So we need a piano marking, we need the slur, we need the staccato markings, and we need the diminuendo. I think I'll just shorten those a little bit. So if you're working in pencil, you can just tidy it up a little bit. There we go. I think that's the end of that question. Let's just have a quick glance through and make sure we've not missed anything. Nope, I think that's it. So that's the end of that question, and that's also the end of that paper. I do hope that you found that useful. I hope that it's helpful to you. I also hope that you're enjoying it. I'm certainly enjoying working through it with you. If you can give me a like, that'd be fab. That'd be really encouraging to me. And please do subscribe to my channel. Please also do visit sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resource and information that's available to help you there. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.